always make sure like not to give up and not to like compare yourself to others, because it's really easy to do that. It's always easy to do that. It's always easy. And people always tell me this advice. They're always like, don't do it. And it's like, okay, I won't. And the next thing you know, you're like, this person did it like this.
I just got to the WeWork in Culver City, and I am meeting with an entrepreneur who I think he started out as a photographer, videographer, and now he's like super successful, has a creative agency. Really excited to chat with him and share whatever I learn with you guys through this vlog. All right, let's do this. This is CJ. Cheers with our coffee. Cheers.
I am the founder and CEO of J&J, also known as Januel+Johnson. We are a digital agency, but we also refer to ourselves as a creative collective. I came out here when I was 18 years old from a small, tiny little island. My family's military, settled all around the world. Came from the small island and went to LA. Didn't know anybody in LA. Went to art school out here, and the main goal for me was to be like the next Spielberg, be the Black Spielberg, actually.
So directing.
Yeah,
video,
directing
film.
and writing. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of influences growing up. There were screenwriters and filmmakers, and I wanted to do that. That's what my passion was. I was able to promote my own things and create proof of concept short films, but the business element of it was evolving and changing.
In terms of the industry. In
terms of the entertainment industry. And thank God for this, I am known as an early adopter. So any early trends that happen, I'm spot on it.
And you've always been that way.
I've always been that way. That's always been one of the selling points of me. What I saw that was happening was that more people were taking ownership of content, right? You started seeing Viners, you started seeing YouTubers. So in saying that, I started doing a lot of self-promotion through social media.
In terms of personal branding?
In terms of personal branding, yeah. And just like promoting my short films and promoting different projects and just getting my voice out there a little bit, testing it, because I knew that it was going to be a big deal. I just didn't know what it meant.
Right, yeah. That's kind of how I feel right now.
That is.
It's like you feel the momentum, but you're not really sure like what it's going to form.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
And the issue that we face as a society is that we have so much content and so much being thrown at us that we're not really able to take out the time to really do the research on what it is going to be.
Yeah.
Instead, what we do is we find those low-hanging fruits, right? So when we talk about, like, for example, YouTube, I'd say probably if you're in a certain demographic, you're able to name off, like, a couple of big YouTubers, right? Like, just Jenny Marbles, yeah. But there's a whole community.
Oh yeah,
right.
And
not everybody's Jenny Marbles.
Everyone in my professional personal network they have no idea about YouTube.
Right. Exactly.
They don't know PewDiePie.
Exactly.
Right. They have no idea what that is,
Right.
which is crazy because I consider myself a YouTube blogger, and of course, I look up to.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but the thing that I was seeing in this world of even marketing and PR and even the new creative is that then I drop those names and people are like, I don't know who that is. And that they're huge and that they have bigger numbers and bigger audiences than a Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I come from a generation where Tom Cruise is an easy sell. Jenny Marbles is a tough sell.
Yeah.
Jenny Marbles is who is that?
Yeah.
So basically I became the guy that was explaining who is that and the importance of that.
You knew that things were changing. You weren't quite sure as to how this was going to look like or how it was going to evolve, but you went where there was opportunity.
Absolutely. Photos was just a hobby. Photos was how so behind the scenes of me doing video shoots. Then Instagram comes out and I'm getting likes for that. And I started practicing on friends. I would reach out to guys and girls, models and actors.
And you're just like, can I shoot photos?
Can I just shoot photos of you? I just want to have it so I can build up my portfolio. So my portfolio would look like this: video, photo, social media, and oh, by the way, I'm a workhorse when it comes to PR. 4 scopes that everybody needed. Next thing you know, I'm cornering the market. I'm known as the one-man marketing PR machine for on-demand apps. And my friend that is an actor or an actress, they're struggling to find work. And they're struggling to be relevant in this changing landscape where you have an actor who's a seasoned actor who's been on this TV show and that TV show, and they aren't getting the work compared to a Viner.
Right.
Or a YouTuber.
Who's doing it themselves. Who's just completely creating the content. They're a one-man show.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's completely free to them because it's just their time.
And then learning everything. Learning what's important, what's not important.
So you've worked with very, reputable, big, huge companies. Mm-hmm. What was their I guess, impression of this changing landscape? Because, traditionally they would go for the professional video commercial. Mm-hmm. Were they open to, who's this Viner?
No, everybody was very resistant. And the reason why they were very resistant was because it takes a lot of work to do this research and understand what this is. It has nothing to do with somebody, looking at a Viner and they're like, who cares? It was more along the lines of like, I really don't understand this. And what happens if this fades out? So I'm investing all this time that I don't have to invest in a Cameron Dallas on Vine, who's one of the biggest Viners. And it's like, I don't know who this kid is. And then he's huge. And you keep hearing his name. And eventually you're going to have to be like, how much? How much? And next thing you know, Cameron Dallas's representation gives you a number that you've only heard from a high reputable celebrity that you're familiar with. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why?
Right? That doesn't make any, exactly. Why?
Yeah.
And what can you do for me?
And how's that going to translate?
How's that going to translate? And how am I prove that to my boss?
So define an influencer first.
Sure. So an influencer is somebody that has an audience in general. It really doesn't matter about the numbers as far as that is concerned. An influencer can be somebody that has 500 followers or 500 likes on something, whatever the case may be, but they have an influence. We're looking at larger numbers of following so we can actually justify to the people that are resistant,
because they want to see the numbers.
They want to make it. It doesn't make sense if I go after somebody that has 20,000 followers versus 1 million followers.
Right,
I have to justify that number, that reach. Some cases we do look at minimum followers. It's different for everybody. Some people it's 10,000. Some people it's 20,000. Some people it is 1 million. Instagram, Facebook, blogs, YouTube.
Because that's what I'm seeing even with me. This is something I struggled with for a really long time because I only have like 2,200 subscribers on YouTube. Right. And because I'm in YouTube, I'm comparing myself to like Casey Neistat, and these people have millions and millions of subscribers.
Correct.
But I'm noticing that I feel like the quality of my subscribers, if I ask them to check out WeWork, for example, they do. They actually do.
Yes, and that is how influencer marketing is changing. Because what we're seeing is that Jenny Marbles does translate. You translate, but maybe somebody else that has like 50,000 subscribers, it doesn't necessarily translate. I mentor a lot of influencers and they go, well, what are brands looking for, CJ? And I go, well, they're looking for engagement.
Yeah.
They're looking for analytics.
Exactly.
Show them. And if you can't show that, it makes no sense. So it's really bizarre sometimes where you have like an influencer, for example, here's a Bitly link, or show us how many clicks you get. Yeah. And they don't want to show you that because they know it's not real. They know it's fake and
because their followers and their likes are much higher numbers. So it's like, oh, go look at that. Go look at that.
Show me how many website clicks you get. Show me what that looked like when you did do that post for that brand.
See, I'm so glad I'm having this conversation with you because it's seriously something that I just have been struggling with because, again, it comes back to, like, I just don't consider myself an influencer. But I do. I put the Bitly links in there because that's what I would look for. Like, I had this whole entrepreneur thing is new to me for just not even a year. And so I know what it's like to have worked for someone to put together budgets. And I know that that's what they're looking for. So I think I have that, I guess, that background that maybe an influencer who hasn't worked, they're a college student or whatever, they just don't understand that.
Of course not, because they're looking at it from a vanity perspective.
Exactly, numbers.
Yeah, they're just looking at numbers, and it's like, we don't care. We care about that, but we also care about the impact of that.
What would your advice be to me? Okay, so I I am now, this is literally like in the past 2 weeks, I am finally saying I'm a YouTube vlogger without feeling like it isn't legit.
Right.
That was something I really struggled with.
Okay.
And I want to grow that.
First of all, I've said this before, I'll say it again, is be authentic. What separates you from everybody else? It doesn't have to be a gimmick, but understand that the market is trending more niche.
Okay.
So that means that understanding your market and understanding your audience, and make sure that you're being sincere, make sure that you're engaging with your audience, don't ignore them.
Definitely.
You know, keep challenging yourself creatively. Okay, I did this, people seem to like it, but not even just that. Be like, I want to try this, I want to try that. And think of it in the way of like who you are as a person. And I always say this, to everyone, including like any CEOs or anything like that. What is the purpose that you serve? You know, who are you and what makes you special? What do you think makes you special? Showcase your talent to the world. Think of it that way, and then the following will come organically.
Yeah.
No matter what, if you're doing a good job, you're going to get opportunities. So people are going to pitch to you regardless.
I've noticed that, yeah.
The even the money aspect of it, because people say that to me a lot, and I'm like, that will come. That will come. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
like so amped and inspired.
Let's do it! I have so much work to do after this.
I know, seriously. My to-do list is growing like crazy. If people want to check you out,
Yes.
website,
Yes.
social, I'm going to leave it in the description below. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Nice talking with you.
Last piece of advice for Noor. Maybe something that you live by. What's your motto?
This is always tough to say. I think it changes depending on my mood.
Right,
of the day.
of course. Like what you're going through.
Right now, patience is key. Tomorrow it might be like, be versatile or take charge.
Yeah.
Don't be patient. Don't wait.